Hi, Gordon here with another edition of the Unscripted Series. This week I'm going to talk about marketing and the internet. It's really interesting to me. I spent my marketing career well before the internet in the 1980s when, marketing was brochures and it was print advertising and it was going to trade shows and traveling to meet with customers and things like that. Well, today, certainly in the case of Mya-Moe, we've done virtually no print advertising. We do go to festivals, about a half a dozen a year. Owners come to us. We don't, other than festivals, don't travel to the owners. And what's really different, I think, too, is what's called the channel of distribution. So in the past, instruments went to distributors and then dealers, and people bought their instruments from dealers. But in our case, they all go direct. So we don't go through that channel at all, which, I'm not saying is good or bad, it just is what it is. But the internet is a very interesting place to market. Back when advertising was print advertising, you would spend a lot of money, tens of thousands of dollars, in the case of big companies, hundreds of thousands of dollars, on ad development, testing ads with focus groups, and then the placement of advertisements. Spend a lot of money on that. And you would have big announcements that you would make, and you would calculate how long that announcement and that advertising would have an impact on buyer behavior. Well, our main way of getting out to you enthusiasts is on Facebook and on the website. And I find Facebook to be interesting. We are approaching, as I record this, we're approaching 2,000 people that follow us on Facebook. And I think we started the Facebook thing 3 years ago. It may have been 4, but I think it was 3. We were at Aaron's house back when he lived in Colorado. He said, you guys, you need a Facebook page. And he said, I'll do it for you. And so he's the one that started it off. Well, today, I can't imagine running Mya-Moe without our Facebook page. It's just a way in which we get the information out there the fastest. And it is the information that's kind of the hottest and the latest. Every day when we string an instrument, that goes on Facebook. When we do a completed work demo, there it goes. Someone sends us a picture or a video. Piece of news, it's on Facebook. But the interesting thing about that is it's there and it's gone. If you think of your news feed on Facebook, if you don't look at it over the weekend and you come in on Monday morning and look at Facebook, how much of that do you really look at? Or if you're sitting there, on the weekend and your feed is going by, maybe an hour? If you go away, do you even go back and look at the feed? What we find is that when we post something, all the action that's going to happen on that post, like, comment, pass it on to somebody, all of that happens within a matter of a few hours. And after that, maybe 1 or 2 people will look at it. But it's dead, and it's gone, and we need to move on, which means that whereas you used to think of things, as I said, in big chunks, like as a company, you would say, okay, we're going to announce this new product line, and you'd put as much information behind that as possible, and 6 months away you'd be planning it. And now everything is just a tiny announcement. I feel like it's all reversed. The way that you market with the internet is to feed things out as continuously as possible, but in little chunks. We find that the impact of what we feel is a big announcement is really no different than the impact of a small announcement. They get the same amount of comments passed on the same amount of time in general. So it really changes the way that you look at marketing and how you think about it. Again, it's not good or bad. It's just today's marketing and the internet. Thanks, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.